Hi, dear friends. Hope you're all doing very well. My name is Forrest Pan. I'm a web and mobile developer based in New York City. Today, we're starting to work on this new project called Auth RRN, which is an authentication solution for React and React Native. And we will have a shared backend server plus code sharing across React and React Native. This is our agenda today because we first need a backend server, and on our agenda there are a few things we need to do. Let's start with launch our backend server. So in this folder, auth underscore React Native, I'm going to create a folder called server. And now I cd into it and I start the server project with npm init, and I just say yes, description, entry point. I want it to be server.js instead of index.js. Test command, git repository, keywords, author is Forest. And this is all good. And now, so in this folder server, we have this package JSON file, which is, we can open it from my favorite text editor, which is Sublime. So under it, there is one file called package.json. We will start from there. We need a couple of more files to accomplish the first thing on our agenda, launch backend server. What we are gonna do is to create a couple of files first. We need app.js and server.js. Okay, so in the file, we start with our first file, which is server.js. So in the server.js, we're going to say const http equals to require http, and then we're going to have const app equals to require. We're going to import from app.js at the same path level. And next we're going to define our port. Let's say just randomly have a number here, and we're also going to have a server which equals to http dot create server app, and then we're going to listen to the port, and at the end we're going to console log to prove that server is actually running on port. We can say port. And at the same time, in the app file, we need to do a few things here as well. So from here, we are going to const express equals to require express, and we're going to const app equals to express, and also we're going to say app.use at the root level. We're going to say request response and we're going to module exports equals to app. In here we are going to say response sent backend server is on dot dot dot. Let's see what happens. So in our root folder under the server, we're gonna say node mount. Okay, server is running on port 1317. Let's see. Go to here, we can actually say localhost 1317. Backend server is on, which works, meaning we accomplish our first step on our agenda, launch backend server. And the second step, we need a database. We need to use MongoDB database as the backend database server to do all the work. So what we need to do is to go back to our app.js file. In here, we need a router. Const router equals to require so we're going to create a new folder. It's called routes user. So basically because we're going to use MongoDB, we need to call MongoDB just in case we forgot later. We say just MongoD in here. And in here, just want to make sure I'm using the correct node version to do our work. Node -v. Okay, this is good. So so go back to our server, and we know we need a route user in here. We need to have a new folder, routes, and we need to have a routes user file to be served as our routes. So in here we need to say app use user router, and this will we will move to our routes user file, and start working on the routes, which is on our agenda in here and here as well. Okay, so in our routes file, we need to, basically this is what I want to do. Okay, much better. Okay, so we're going to have const express equals to require express, and const router equals to express dot router, and const user equals to require. So we're going to import our models here. Models, user, model. And at the same time, I just try to create a file, folder and file at the same time. Okay, dir, I need db folder, and I also need a db models. Okay, so under db, I want to have mongoose.js, and under db models, I want to have user model.js. Okay, so these are all the files that we need, and after this, I'm going to have router post say, let's have a route, say register rec res next, and module exports exports equals to router. Save. And because we are import models user model, so in here we need to work on the user model file, and in this file we need to import a mongoose. Const mongoose equals to require mongoose, meaning we import this mongoose.js file instead of the mongoose dependency. But by the end of the day, we need to npm install mongoose dependency anyways, so we're going to do it now. Npm install mongoose as a dependency, but we need to worry about it later. And in here we can say const user equals to new mongoose dot schema, and we just leave it here for now. but we need to export module exports equals to mongoose.model user. So this is the mongoose file, but we also need to work in the mongoose.js file so that we can get connected to mongoose. Const mongoose equals to require mongoose require dot config dot env, but in here we need to import npm install dot env in here, and at the same time we need to touch.env file under the server folder, and in this env file we need to define the database name for this project. So in this env we're going to db url equals to mongodb localhost, and we want to have this project name here, which is so I want it to be consistent between the database name and this project's name. So this is going to be our env file. In mongoose, when we are going to connect mongoose dot connect, we're going to have our connection in here. It will be process.env.db url I'm going to have this. Then I'm going to have ris. Okay, so at the end, I'm going to module exports equals to mongoose, which is defined earlier. So this connection will be if or we're going to do something else, we're going to do something else. I'm going to console log database connection failed because of error, and console log database connection connected. Actually, I want to say successfully connected to process.env.db url. Cancel. So it says Okay, Control C. Cannot find module, models, user model. Okay, so user model JS. So okay, so user. So this here, it should be DB. App.user is not function. So app.js5. Okay, looks like we are successful. Database successfully connected to MongoDB, and this is the database name. But we have some deprecation warning. Kind of annoying, but we are trying to fix it by saying use unified topology. Say true. Use new URL parser. True. And also use create index. Okay, I believe this will fix this issue. Okay, use create index. Okay, now it's working, and we have accomplished our second step of this video on our agenda. We are successfully connected to MongoDB, and the next step, step 3, we will actually set up DB user model and the route, and eventually enable us to register the user to the backend server. So this is what we are going to do. So from the app.js, we have a couple of more things we need to do. We need to const Morgan. We're gonna import Morgan dependency, and we're going to import body parser equals to require body parser, and we're also going to npm install these two dependencies. So in our folder here, we're gonna say npm install both Morgan and body parser. While it's importing, we can do our things here. We can app.use Morgan, and we also can app.use body parser to JSON. Okay, I think this is pretty much about our app file. So in the user route, we're going to actually implement registration, and we have some codes we added here. We're going to say const equals to rec dot body. I'm gonna have email, username, and password here. And we're going to say let user equals to new user, which is defined by email, username, and password. And then we start to implement our registration. Save. Then if it's not a user, we're going to say return rest status dot send. Status will be 400, and then below it we're gonna so actually then user and then we're going to say if not a user, we're going to return 400. And then return response status. This will be a succeed dot send. We're going to send user at this point. Okay, next. Catch. If it is console log, we're going to say if I'm going to return res status send this will be 400 as well. And then there is another return saying rest status and send. Okay, so this is pretty much the registration block for implementing routes. And then we are going to go to the model here and to define our user model. So in here we will have username, then we will have email, then we will have password. So in the username, I'm trying to say type should be string, apparently. And minimum length, I want it to be 1. Trim, I would say true. And unique, I want it to be true. And required, I want it to be require, I want it to be true. Okay, so I pretty much want to copy paste for all of them except unique. I want to comment out uniqueness of these two. And then we have the next step, we need to do something more. So for the user, I want to say pre-save. I want to have a function. Next in here. Yeah. This. There are a bunch of things we need to take care of. Let user equals to this. And I say if not a user is modified password equals to, so we need to return next. So before we do anything here, we need to import a dependency of bcrypt const bcrypt equals to require bcrypt. If I save this, meaning at the same time I need to npm install bcrypt. And then we need to have the next step. So I would say bcrypt dot gn sort 12 function or sort bcrypt gen sort 12 function sort this. So right, I need this. Okay. Bcrypt if or return promise reject or, and then I do the bcrypt dot hash user password sort function or hash password user password equals to hash password, and then next. And I'm gonna save this, and let's see if we can compile. Hold on. Okay, let's see if we can compile. Yep, looks like it compiles. Let's see if it actually works to register new users. So we probably need to use a tool that's called Postman. So I want to make sure the port number is 3017. Okay, so it should be 3017 user. I would say register body raw JSON. Okay, so let's say we are trying to create a new user. Email is John Snow at gmail.com, and username is John Snow. Password. Okay, let's see if we send it to our port, local port 3017, to see if it works. Oh, it has some issues. Let's debug. User save is not a function. So that's error. So that's in our route. User, let's say, let user equals to new user. Sorry, typo, I apologize. Let's do it again. Okay, so we go back again. Still localhost 3017 user register. If we send this, not get response. User password sought function or hash password. So it should be user model, which we need to debug to see what's happening here. So it says 37. Be equipped 37. Be equipped hash user password sort function or hash password. Sort equipped. Sort is not defined. Oh, I see. Sorry, another typo. Send. Yeah, it works. You see, so at the backend, you will prove that the new user is created by calling Mongo show collections db get collection dot find user. Users. You see, the new user Jon Snow is successfully created with a hash password. Username Jon Snow, email jonsnow@gmail. So we're very happy that we're able to register user. And now we move to the step 5. We are going to enable the backend server to log in the user that we have just registered. So basically, we need to go to our code for the user route. We need to have a router post here. For a login. So basically what we're gonna do is going to have the codes, new codes created here to implement login. So we're going to pretty much doing the same thing. Rec, res, next. So still the same, const email. Well, this time we don't want an email. We just need a username and password to log in. We'll go to rec body and user. We're going to do find one with the user name, and then user so if it's not a user, so we're going to just return resp. What is the resp here? Return resp dot status dot send So this status will be 400. And in here, I will have a catch, but we will worry about it later. So if it is a user, apparently we are going to be crypt.compare password with user.password, and then do a match. If it does not match, so we're going to return if it doesn't match, we're going to return resp.status 401.send wrong user or password. And after that, meaning it matches, so we will let a token equals to jwt dot sign a token id dot user dot underscore id. We have a comma here, and we're going to say process env dot token sec, and we're going to have this as well, and we will define the token to expire in 30 seconds. At the same time, because we are using process env token secret, so in here we probably need to add one line here to say token secret equals to 123 123 123 12, and go back to our user route. So after we have defined the life of this token, we're going to probably be able to finish here. And in the catch block, we're going to say if it is we're going to say if not we're going to say return resp dot status dot set. We're going to have a 401, and then we're going to return as well resp dot status send or okay, so this is pretty much our login block of the uh, of the user route. So I believe this is pretty much the code, but we need to in here we almost forgot to import decrypt equals to require decrypt, and there is also JWT equals to require JSON web token, and we need to npm install because we don't have it yet. Npm install JSON web token and to implement this. Otherwise, it won't compile because we cannot import a dependency that we never npm installed. So let's see, it crashed. Okay, so it says apparently this is wrong. Okay, it's connected. Let's see if we can use Postman to actually log in a user. So in this case, instead of saying register, we're going to say login, and we don't need email anymore. Let's see if we can log in this user and create a token. Send. Okay, looks like something is not happy. Process is not defined. Okay, I know that's another typo. In here, login. Let's try Postman one more time. So username Jon Snow, password John. Secret or private key. Okay, decrypt. So meaning the key has something wrong. Okay, we have JWT require JSON web token, and in here we have if it's let token equals to okay. What happens is decrypt compare password user password and match. If not match, return resp status. Let token equals to JWT sign ID user ID process and okay, we missed one line here. We actually need to say we need to send this token. We say here and return resp status Okay, let's try one more time with our beautiful postman. So, John Snow, John, database connected. Let's say send. Still has something interesting here. Oh, did we save this file? We did. Okay. Return send token JWT sign. Secret or private key must have a value. Sorry, another typo here. Let's say Control C, node mount. Okay, database is connected. Let's try one more time to send this login request. Okay, it works. And basically, we not only logged in, but we also generate a token, meaning we have successfully accomplished the on our agenda the last but not the least, task 5, log in a user. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. This is a very good starting point for us to have this shared backend server for our future steps to create our web app and our mobile app, to be able to share this backend server to register and to log in. I hope you enjoy it, and stay tuned. I'll see you soon. Bye.